Halloween recipes should be fun, spooky, tasty, flavorful, and have their own little twist on something that is just easy to put together and have fun with it. And today I'm going to be making some jack-o'-lantern stuffed peppers. Welcome back, I'm Jeremiah. This is What I Tasted, where I take your favorite comfort foods, make them plant-based and better. Today I'm making another recipe for 31 days of Halloween, and this is going to be super simple, quick and easy to make, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start this recipe making a salsa. So I have a jalapeno, some lime, onion, tomato, some fresh cilantro, some garlic powder, and some salt. The first thing I'm going to do for the salsa is I'm going to just cut up this onion. Get it peeled, and then cut off the stem. So I'm going to throw the onion in the blender along with a jalapeno that I just cut the stem off of, and I'm just going to give that a pulse. And so now I'm going to come back over here to the salsa. I'm going to add in the garlic. I'm going to add in some tomato. So now back over here, I have a lime. Just loosening up the lime juice. I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to squeeze in the fresh lime. And we got some cumin, and we have some paprika. Okay, I'm now going to go ahead and add in the paprika and the cumin. And we're going to tuck in some cilantro. Okay, and so let's try out the salsa. It's delicious. So now, it's not a real thick salsa, so obviously you can pulse it a little bit less, but to me, because I'm adding it to a recipe specifically, it's less about the thickness of the salsa and more about the flavor. And so what I'll do is I have this a little bit less salty than I would have it. I would normally add a little bit of salt if I was going to add, just serve it with chips. But I'm going to add a little bit of salt later to the quinoa mix that I'm going to make. Now I'm going to move on to the filling of the pepper. Okay, so I'm going to add about 1 cup of quinoa. With about 4 cups of water. And I'm just going to cover that quinoa for about 15 minutes. Okay, so back over here, I'm going to add about a can of black beans and about a cup of frozen corn. So you can add, at this point, some seasoning to this as well. So I'll add some salt. I'll add a little bit of garlic powder. I'm going to add a little bit more paprika just to add some heat. And I'm going to add just a little bit of cumin here as well. At this point I have the quinoa cooking, and the mixture is ready to add to the quinoa to heat up a little bit. As soon as that is ready, the salsa is ready. So all I'm going to do now is simply prepare the peppers. And all it's going to be is cutting off the top like a typical carved pumpkin, and then actually carve some designs into the pepper that will house the mixture. And here is the first pepper. All right, quinoa is about done. I'm going to add everything right in here. I'm going to cover this and let this cook for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add some salsa to it. All right, I'm gonna let this cook and reduce down a little bit. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, and you can see that it's in a way kind of like a chili, just with a little bit different elements. I will say I added just a little bit of some plant-based cheese that helped add a little creaminess. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this into the peppers and bake them in the oven. Now this is optional, but just for a little fun, I'm going to line some sriracha around the top of the pepper. Like so, and now these are going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. Alright, so there it is. The jack-o'-lantern stuffed pepper is complete. I'm going to try it out. So the filling is great. It's creamy. It has some spice to it. You get the quinoa, the black beans, you get the salsa. The salsa is fantastic in it. Oddly enough, the salsa actually adds a little bit of a sweetness to it, but still packs some of that heat and, you know, true taste of salsa. So it's, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's almost like having chili, but just a little bit different ingredients, because there's a little bit different ingredients, but this is good. I think that it adds just enough of that creepy Halloween look, which is fantastic and fun. So let me try some of the pepper. Yeah, and I think that the going with like an orange or a yellow pepper is great, because that also has a more subtle flavor to it than like a green pepper, I find. But it's absolutely fantastic at the nutrition element as well. And the yellow and orange peppers are a little bit sweeter. So all in all, it's a great stuffed pepper. And there it is, another plant-based comfort food. And it meets the needs of Halloween. 31 days of Halloween recipes where we can have fun in our kitchen and enjoy some great food. And you can also share with those that you want to around you. I'm Jeremiah, your friend with Food Benefits, and I'll see you again real soon.